Girlfriend F23 breaking up with me M25 over balding. R slash relationship advice. From the very outset of me and my girlfriend's relationship, she told me her only visual deal breaker was if I went bald. That's it. We've been together for 6 years and my hair is starting to thin badly. They have all but confirmed they will end the relationship when I go completely bald, but I want to stay together and not think about it until it's prevalent. This doesn't feel right to me. Do I end it now or continue the relationship and enjoy my time with them until I'm fully bald? This whole thing is so hilarious and brutally sad. Can't even believe I'm typing this. First serious partner of my life. I had more mad. I'll be more mad if I hadn't told me this from the get-go.
End it now. End it now. Because she's already planning to leave you. She probably already got someone lined up. Because why would you leave someone just because they're bald? Did they say how long together they were?
6 years. They've been together for 6 years. Yeah, that's kind of wild to just end it. 6 years of his life just down the drain.
Yeah. Nah, she need to go. She need to go.
Okay. Alright, on to the next one. I'm 29F divorcing my husband 28M for suggesting an open marriage. Complicated feelings. My husband, 28M, and I, 29F, have been together for 9 years, married for 7. We got a not so classy shotgun wedding to give ourselves a better chance of receiving custody of his half-sister, 10F, when their mom suddenly passed away despite only being 20 and 21 years old. We didn't receive full legal custody over her absent father. This information isn't super relevant to the current situation, but it really sets the tone of our relationship with the sacrifices we made together and the things we had to give up on personally to raise this beautiful little girl. We don't have any children together, but his sister is now 17 and moved in with an older, more financially privileged aunt last year. Over the past year of this newfound alone time, I feel like we have flourished each personally as a couple. We never fight, arguments are rare, and we have a pretty good at coming to an understanding and apologizing when necessary. Basically, I feel like we had a pretty healthy relationship. We each do little things for each other. I receive flowers no less than 10 times a year. We go on little vacations together and are generally really good. I guess a bit of spark was sputtered out for a while, but I feel like that's normal for a relationship as long as ours. Fast forward to this October, my husband seems like he's been depressed, which is normal for this time of year because this is the time of losing both his mom and dad in different years around the same time. The holidays are tough for him, so I get it and try to be there for him. He had previously planned a suicide attempt because of the family issues before we met, so I take his mental health very seriously. He sits me down and had to have a serious conversation and starts saying how he wants to open up our relationship. I felt my heart drop to my stomach, but stayed silent and let him talk. He doesn't go into why, he just jumps right into the rules and explains how he wants me to find someone first before he starts looking for someone himself. When I asked him why, he couldn't explain it and fumbled his words. I asked him if he already had someone in mind for himself, and of course he denies it. I couldn't help it, but I definitely blew up. I was totally blindsided by this proposal. I slept on the couch after my outburst, and he didn't even try to come after me to explain anything. Which kind of made me feel worse. I never had felt so unwanted in my life than in that moment. I never given the impression that I was the kind of girl to be open to that kind of relationship. I will never judge anyone for wanting to live that kind of life, but it's not for me. He went to work the next day, but I had the day off and really thought about my situation after crying for hours. I came to the realization that this was the end of our marriage. Even suggesting an open marriage was a deal breaker for me. I realized while he was still at work, I moved all his stuff out of our bedroom into his sister's old room, technically a spare room now. He comes from work ready to talk it out. After talking through more of why he wants to do this, I come to realize several things. 1. He is way kinkier than he lets on and is disappointed in our bedroom life. He knows I'm not the same level and doesn't want to push me past my boundaries to try things he knows I won't like. When asked how he knows I won't like to try these new things, he explains there are escalations of things he already knows I'm not down for, but won't go into specifics. He is also unhappy with how infrequently we have X, but has never really put in the effort to change anything regarding it. Just complain over and over and expected me to just be ready to do the deed any minute of the day. 2. He feels we have nothing in common now that his sister is gone. For context, he is more of an outdoorsy type, whereas I like to stay inside and read and play video games. I do venture out once in a while to do things he likes, and do genuinely enjoy them by myself. When I go like kayaking and skiing, I do understand that it isn't as often as he would like though. 3. Because we got married so young, there are a lot of things neither of us really got to experience or try, mostly actually, of course. He is mourning the loss of his young 20s and never getting to sleep around or explore his kinks. 4. Part of the rules, he explained, was that we wouldn't technically be sleeping around with whomever we wanted. He called it an open marriage but described it more as polyamory? Yeah.
Polyamory?
Polyamory? Yeah, that sounds right. Where we would each have a boyfriend or girlfriend of our own that we went on dates and did things together. Someone we were allowed to love and be actually and emotionally connected was pivotal for him, which broke my heart. During our talk, I told him I would never be able to look at him the same. I would never be enough for him, and he basically is trying to get a pass for guilt-free cheating in my eyes. I told him it sounded like he wanted to be with someone else without leaving the comfort of his marriage, knowing he could date around and not worry about if those relationships will fail because he can just come home to me. He tried denying these things, saying he wanted to explore himself actually, but didn't want to lose me in the process, in game of course. He tried getting me to agree to the marriage counseling to talk to him about an open marriage concept. I told him just proposing open marriage was grounds for divorce for me, and I wasn't willing to go to a counselor for them to gang up on me to try and bully me into trying it. I know in reality that never would have happened, but emotions were high in the moment because I told him I could never see him the same and how badly this crushed any self-confidence I may have had. He doubled down and said if we were to go back into a relationship, he would end up cheating on me. For him, it was an open marriage or nothing. I chose nothing. Divorce papers were filed exactly a week later. He was hurt, angry, and I could jump right into the divorce and kicked him out of our bedroom so fast because I refused to be a second choice or have a fight for his attention. I can't believe he is okay with the idea of another person being inside of me.
Oh.
He is willing to give me up to explore his options. I can't believe I wasted so much of my time with him, helping him heal his family and raise his sister. I feel completely used. Advice? Did I overreact? Should I have waited longer before filing the divorce? Should I have gone to marriage counseling? Or was my gut instinct correct about the marriage being over? I still love and care about him, but my brain is screaming to be logical. We still live together while we are trying to figure out how to split everything, but now he's being super toxic and petty, saying hurtful things and then begging for personal details about my life. I need to get out of this house. How do I cope with these things, with these complicated feelings? TLDR. My husband blindsided me by asking for open marriage. So, I think OP is completely in the right. Always follow your gut instinct, because your gut instinct is always like, there's always some truth to it. If it tells you one thing, you better do it. Don't go the other way and think you're crazy.
Yeah, like they want completely different things. It's done for. If he can't change his mind, like it's what he wants, It's not what you want, and it's the whole marriage that changes.
Yeah. I'm completely against me personally. I'm not a big fan of polygamy, but if you do it, wow. But the husband shouldn't have been like so petty. They'll know like if she already wasn't into those kind of kinks already, then why would she agree to it now?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. All right, on to the next one. M29. Girlfriend 30M says I need to get rid of my dead wife's stuff or she's leaving. Oh, we read this one already.
Yeah, we read this one.
Yeah, I forgot to read it. Oh. Whoops.
Oops.
Okay. R/relationship advice. Wife 36 ruined my 38M staycation, and I'm trying not to lose it. I work a very demanding job. There are very few, if any, times during the year when I have the luxury of taking a few days off to myself. When I get home from work, between cooking dinner, doing dishes, and taking care of the chores around the house, I get maybe 2 hours a day to relax. My wife gets upset if I don't spend all the time with her, so I don't get to watch my shows, play my video games, or read my books. I've told her many times that I need time to relax and do things I enjoy, and she'll agree with me, but then start giving me things to do or try to get me to do something else with her within 30 seconds of me starting. So 2 months ago, I asked my boss if I could use a week of vacation between Christmas and New Year's. It's a slow week, and we made arrangements to ensure that I'm covered during those days for emergencies. My wife told me that this will be my me time to do all the things that I wanted to de-stress from my life and catch up on the things that I really enjoy. I also plan to clean up my office and organize my files, which is something that has stressed me out for a while. My wife agreed and told me that she was very happy I'm going to be able to do some self-care. This weekend she informed me that she had to schedule the chimney cleaners for Wednesday because I'd be home. She wrote down a list of things for me to do: go to Home Depot, clean up the yard debris, pick up groceries for the week, go through boxes in the basement, and organize everything. I politely informed her that I would not be doing any of those things, that this week was about self-care and addressing my needs. And with the only 4 days minus Christmas, I was not going to add additional tasks. She told me to just get to do what I had time for. On Tuesday, my wife decided to work from home. This prevented me from organizing my office since she shared an office. I put on one of my video games and started to play. 10 seconds later, my wife came flying in and told me to turn it off because I was too loud while she was trying to make phone calls. I told her to shut the office door, but she told me it was entirely too loud and sounded unprofessional in the background. So I pulled out a book and started reading on the couch. I did that for about an hour when my wife decided to come in the living room and work on her laptop. She turned on the Kardashians. I sarcastically asked if that wouldn't make her sound unprofessional in the background. She replied, "I'll just mute the call if someone comes in."
Wow.
Which is exactly what she said. So after 15 minutes of trash TV and loud business phone calls, I went into our bedroom to read my book. At this point, my wife kept interrupting me every few minutes. "How's the book? How much more do you have to go? What's it about? Do you want lunch? What do you want for dinner? Are you still in the same book? Do you want to watch something on TV? Am I ruining your day? Do you want to spend more time with me? Do you know where the black water bottle went?" Eventually, it was time for dinner, so I gave up and put the book down. Today, she decided to work from home again. I told her it wasn't necessary. She told me she wanted to work from home. I replied, "Yes, but no offense, I do not want you here." She laughed and said, "I know, it's your self-care week, but I don't feel like going in. We can both be here." So, I could not be in the office. I had to be up early for chimney cleaners and could not be in the living room because they are working in there. I went into the bedroom and started reading my book. She came in and informed me that I needed to stay with the chimney sweepers in case they had questions because she had to work calls that she had to take. I was unable to concentrate with them, so I just sat there. When they finally finished, I took my book out and started reading. That's when my wife decided to come into the living room and turn on the Kardashians again.
Wow.
I migrated into the bedroom, laid down in bed, and continued reading my book. 10 minutes later, she came in with her laptop and laid down on the bed next to me. I did my best to ignore the typing and phone calls and just concentrated on my book. Then she started snoring, not heavy breathing, but literal congested wheezing, choking snoring. I sighed, got up, headed into the living room, laid down on the couch, and put one of my shows on. That lasted 15 minutes before my wife came in and started talking through it. She kept asking questions about it, criticizing it, talking about how it's clear while she wouldn't watch it, asking how many episodes are there, how long each episode is, and so on. Finally, after needing to rewind the same part 8 times, I accepted defeat and turned it off. I feel you, bro. My wife informed me that she thinks she was going to work from home and the rest of the week. She saw the look on my face, smiled, and said, I know I'm cramping your style and ruining your week off, but it's a quiet week and it's work from home. It's work for me to be home. I told her I love spending time with you, but I need my alone time. I haven't been able to do anything for me and it is damaging my mental health. She insists that she understands and she wants me to have time to myself, but it seems to be only theory only, not in practice. I found myself snapping at her and being terse with her, and I do not want that. I am afraid that I'm going to explode on her. I don't know how to make myself any clearer, but she doesn't seem to be taking me seriously.
She's
Honestly,
a human
bro,
dog.
like,
Sorry.
in my opinion, I get what OP is going through, and the wife is giving me mixed feelings. Like, her questions, I think she's just not self-aware. I don't think she's a bad person.
I don't know. I feel like she's kind of doing it on purpose.
You think so, but I think there are people like that. There are genuine people that wants the best for you, but don't understand that they're the problem too.
True.
And I think the best thing, even though I know, if she doesn't get it through her head without ruining the relationship, she can do 2 things. Either one, go somewhere else and have her be in the house alone. Take your console, take your books, take your computer. That's literally all you need. And assuming that you make enough money, just get a hotel. Or go to your mom's place if she lives close by.
I don't know, but that's a lot of work for just when your partner could just respect your free time.
Yeah, and he's trying to. He's really trying to. But she, I think without ruining the relationship, he can probably get on her when another day arises. So, I think that's the end of today's video. Thank you guys. We'll be seeing you later.
Bye.